Tanika from Living for Later, and I'm really excited because I wanted to share some kitchen tools that have just been extremely helpful for me. The first one that I want to share is this Instant Pot, and I absolutely love this thing. This has been a game changer for me in the kitchen, and this is pretty much a 7-in-1 contraption, right? You can make different things, but the only two features that I've used so far with this Instant Pot is the pressure cooker, which I absolutely love, and the saute, which, and browning feature, which I also like that because I can brown my meats right there in the pot and, cook it right away without having to transfer it to another pot. So I really, really like that. I just remember as a young child, my mom having a pressure cooker, and it just, to me, didn't seem like the safest thing. The noise was kind of unnerving. So I, always whenever I heard of a pressure cooker, my mind went back to childhood. Well, this is definitely not your mom's type pressure cooker. Like I've mentioned before, I have 6 children and I have never felt unsafe. Of course, when I'm using it, I put it out of reach, but there is a venting option on here, and it's pretty safe. I've had no incidents whatsoever since I've had it, and I have to tell you that this thing is just absolutely wonderful. It's, like I mentioned earlier, it's been a game changer for me because I have been able to make like jerk ribs in here for within 30 minutes, and to be fair, I really should say it took an hour because it takes a while for it to get up to pressure. But once it gets up to pressure, it only took 30 minutes for the ribs to be just absolutely tender. When I took it out, they were falling off the bones. Can't beat that. When I used to make my ribs before, I used to slow cook it and it would take a couple of hours. Now they were delicious, but now it's just wonderful. The other thing is that I've made in here is bone broth, and within 2.5 hours I had bone broth that had gelled, and my entire house was not smelling like bone broth, which was an absolute plus, because before, when I would make bone broth, it would take me a day and sometimes even 2, depending on what kind of bones I was using. So I love the fact that within 2.5 hours we were done and we had delicious bone broth. I've made beef stews, whole chickens, I've made squash in here, mashed potatoes within 4 minutes. Like, the timing is just absolutely insane. And like I said, I've only really used the pressure cooker and the browning option. It is a slow cooker for those of you that would prefer to stick with that, but you could make yogurt, bean chili, soups, just a whole bunch of different things in here. So for those of you that want to cook yummy meals but just don't have the time, I would strongly recommend this. It is an investment, but it's worth it. Totally worth it. The next thing that I want to mention is these plates. I was reading a blogger, and a specific blogger, and she was making mention that I can't remember who it was at this point, but she was making mention of the fact that she was going through the process of purging, and she got rid of all her plates and purchased stainless steel plate. And I'm like, why didn't I ever think about stainless steel plate? So I immediately went on Amazon, and just put in stainless steel plates, and all these wonderful things came up that I never knew about. And with 6 children, we're constantly breaking plates, and in the process of washing them, putting them away, or even sometimes, someone accidentally brushed it off the table, whatever the case may be. My youngest child just turned 3, so it happens. And I'm not a big fan of using plastic, especially for warm foods. So this has just been awesome. This is, kind of like a bowl, but I've also used it as a plate. So I love the fact that we can be versatile. And I just got the plain flat plates as well. And then I found these. We can use it as like, little mugs, drinking cups. So just wanted to get on to share these with you if this would help to make your life easier. The only downside to this is that you can't put it in the microwave, obviously, but you know what? It's a good trade-off for having things around that you don't have to constantly repurchase or worry that your children are going to break them. Leave me a comment below and let me know of any kitchen tools that you have that you feel have just been a lifesaver and has just helped to make life easier for you in the kitchen. All right, you be blessed. Bye.